Hey, I appreciate your time, man.
Yep.
Again, I'm just trying to get to know my neighbors, and I start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Eddie, where were you born and
Here.
raised?
I was born at University of Washington
Gotcha.
at the UW fucking hospital.
And were you raised with mom and dad?
Yeah. I was raised in a regular family, but we were rich. So I didn't know what homeless was.
Tell me how do you define rich? What does that mean?
Want for nothing. Money was fucking easy. I just asked my dad for money. He had 8 bank accounts.
You have siblings growing up too?
Yeah. Got 4 brothers, 2 sisters. Half of them are stepchildren. I'm the only one that was born to my dad.
Gotcha. What'd you guys do for fun when you were kids?
Went to the Eagles Club,
The what?
2141 Eagles Club right over here.
In Ballard?
Yeah.
Nice.
My dad ran the fucking bar for
Gotcha.
35 years.
He's a vet.
Yeah. Fucking did all the parades out here.
Yeah, nice.
Fucking the Eaglettes did it. They had their little color guard. My mom ran that shit. And then fucking everything revolved around the Eagles Club. For the time I was growing up in Lake City, I was either out in Lake City going to school or out here with my dad waiting for him to drive me home drunk. And then by the time I was 12, I was driving him home because I didn't want to drive with him. He was going to crash.
Yeah, I know.
And he did several times. So I know how to crash a car.
Maybe that's something like knowing how to fall down or something. I don't know. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like if I'm going to be in a car accident, I might be able to fucking miraculously get out of that car accident.
Well, what was the childhood like in your family home? Was it like...
My parents were drunk all the time and I was stuck with my fucking brother and sister. By the time I was 12, fucking, I thought I was an adult.
Your siblings or your parents?
No, by the time I was 12, I thought I was an adult.
Oh, you thought you were an adult. Sorry, I misheard you.
Yeah.
Because you were taken care of.
Yeah. Fucking, my brother and sister were partying. So I was partying too.
And where were you in the lineup?
Well, I was the baby brother, so fucking
Oh, right.
them and all their friends looked out for me.
But they also took you along to everything.
Yeah, I went to all the parties.
So what'd you learn?
I learned how to get high. And I was a figure skater.
Really? Tell me
Yeah.
more about that.
I won down here in the arena next to the Opera House. Nationals. The next step was Worlds.
So when you were, elementary or junior high, started getting into
Yeah,
that?
I was in kindergarten when I started ice skating.
Oh, wow.
I was 5 years old.
Well, your parents fostered that, right? And supported you in that?
Yeah, my mom had 2 jobs for that.
Gotcha.
Even though we were rich, it's expensive to be an ice skater.
Yeah, I could imagine. And
Because I had to rent private ice time if I wanted to be any kind of a contender to the competition.
how far did that go? Tell me.
I fucking beat everybody. I never lost.
Yeah, good, man.
If I lost, my mom wouldn't speak to me fucking until the next competition. Because she put out all this money, I better win.
That's some pressure.
Yeah, but I didn't really think it was pressure because I thought everybody got treated that way.
Yeah, you didn't know any different.
Yeah, you were supposed to be fucking the best at what you did. In my family, anyway.
And if you weren't, you got punished, like
Yeah, sort of.
stonewalled, right?
Not really punished as fucking being hit or anything like that, but like just disappointed in.
Yeah.
You know, you should have tried harder. But I fucking screwed up my knee at practice at Worlds, wearing the USA jacket, getting ready for the Olympics. Busted my knee and fucking couldn't skate again.
How old were you?
I was 15.
So that's when it stopped.
That's when it stopped. I tried to come back when I was 22, but I was too old for the competition. They were just younger, fucking. They were doing quads, and I was still on triples, which is what fucked up my knee. If I hadn't have fucking done the triples before I fucking could, I might have went farther. I might have won the gold or something. And then after that, I would have went to the Ice Capades, got $1 million, and retired. That's what most of them do.
I remember Ice Capades.
I skated at Highland Ice Arena and then went to Snow King.
Sorry, the last part you went to school?
Went to Snow King.
No, Snow King. Got it.
That's an ice rink that they built. The owners of Highland built another one up in Linwood because they had more students up there.
So you're 22. You stayed at home at 22, or are you out of there?
I'd been out of my mom's for 10 years. I broke into this apartment when I was on 97th and Aurora when I was 12 and started paying the rent. The manager came one day and said, "Yo, $300 for rent." And I had just moved in there and cleaned it up. I had a car, but I was only 12, but I was this tall. I looked about the same.
So you basically kind of moved out when you were 12, or
yeah,
at least
I had
attempted.
I had a girlfriend that got pregnant, had a baby before my mom even knew it. My mom didn't know shit. She thought I was just staying with Kenny up on Aurora,
Wow.
which was my best friend.
So that was when you had that baby, son or daughter or what?
Yeah, he was my son. He was Chris. His name was Chris.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, he died in our Rangers in Afghanistan. He got blown up by a fucking bomb.
Damn.
Fucking got the Silver Star and fucking Purple Heart and a flag. That's all I got.
It was in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, he was 31 when he died. I had him when I was 15.
Right.
I just fucking I started selling drugs out of the apartment.
But that's like you had to survive. That's a
Yeah.
survival tactic.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a job at 15.
My
Well, maybe.
my roommate Kenny that helped me break into the place, he had the bud connection and the acid connection.
Yeah.
I was selling hits of acid for $5 a piece. I was paying $80 for 100 hits, so that's a lot of money.
At this time, your parents are still living in University
Yeah.
District and siblings and all that
They
stuff?
still thought I lived at the house.
Oh, they didn't even notice really. You're
They didn't know I had a second life because they were drunk all the time.
Right.
And I was 12 years old. By the time you're 12 years old, you're watching yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you know, if you got older brothers and sisters who were 10 years older than me, and Dennis lived at the house still, fucking, he was supposed to be watching me, but yeah, like he was watching me.
Right.
Yeah. My mom didn't find out I had a fucking apartment until fucking
Right.
way late.
Right. And then from there, what'd you do after that apartment?
Fucking, went to fucking California and learned how to cook crystal meth.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Then I got busted at the fucking Mexican border, put in jail, and paid $500 to get out. Otherwise, I probably still wouldn't be out. The only thing I knew was dinero.
Yeah.
It's a dude up with the axe.
That guy just had a hatchet.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad he's walking away and not towards us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you had Chris.
Yeah.
Any
And
other?
he died. He died, and
He
then
died, passed away. Any other
um,
kids?
Yeah, I had a stepchild named Chris, and he kind of took over for Chris that died. He'd be in his 30s by now too. He was 14 when he got murdered, or 17 when he got murdered. was 17 when he got murdered.
Wow.
I escaped from prison to go find the guy who murdered him.
This is in California,
Yeah.
or?
No, I escaped from Oregon prison system. EOCI in Pendleton. It's where they filmed One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Seen it, yep.
Yeah, and fucking turned it into a prison in Oregon, in Pendleton. It's right across from Walla Walla. Fucking, somewhere along the line, I got jumped into the Jokers, and my wife had robbed the fucking Jokers, so I had to leave Seattle, and I moved to California.
And Jokers is motorcycle gang?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother and sister were big in the fucking gang. They were drug runners or something. Anyway, they were drug runners. I ended up getting the Enterprise run, which is from Enterprise, Oregon.
It's happening in the back of your fucking skull.
What's that?
Sorry, Enterprise? Mark?
Yeah, Enterprise to Hermiston or Vancouver, Washington, depending on how many orders I had for ounces. I'd do a 5-pound reaction and I'd sell it all the way from Enterprise, Oregon, which is Eastern Oregon, to Vancouver, Washington. Sell the last ounce there. That's fucking federal offense for fucking going across state line.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't get caught for that, but I got caught manufacturing on the mountain in Oregon, in La Grande, Oregon. And they gave me 18 months for manufacturing, which up here I'd have got 159 months. They're more worried about rapists than drug dealers down there. But I got caught because I got into an argument with my wife at a motel. They put a contact order on us. And then while I fucking pled guilty to a domestic violence and was sitting in jail for 30 days, she picked up fucking charges on us by selling to a cop 2 more times. I did it once, so they had 3 times, so they had enough to convict us. But they shot my wife in the head when they raided us. She was shooting at the cops. She was a down-ass bitch. She was a fucking Hell's Angel bitch.
And then, so she passed away as well?
Yeah, she got shot in the head.
Wow.
Her and my dog got shot.
Wow.
My dog got in the way of the bullet that was meant for me. Because she was shooting at him, and I was trying to stop her from shooting him.
You were there?
Yeah. They kicked in our door. She thought we were getting robbed, not raided. So she was shooting at him. And hitting him.
That's gnarly.
Yeah. So then my son went to work for him. He was picking up fucking dope and dropping off money in certain places. And then he decided to steal $150,000 from him. So they still ain't found his body. But I broke out of prison and went to the FBI building downtown and made him show me the tape at the QFC where they disappeared at. And it shows him getting hit in the back of the head with a shovel and then put in a van and drove out of the parking lot, gone. And that's in Fairbanks, Alaska. I fucking hunted down Richard Springs in Lake City and fucking broke his jaw in fucking 8 places, dislocated his shoulder, busted his knee, left him for dead in the street, and then he woke up in the hospital and told on me.
Well, who was that guy? Who's that person?
He was fucking dude who fucking was president of the fucking Gypsy Jokers.
Okay.
He fucking ordered the hit on my fucking son and his real dad. They're the ones that fucking robbed the Gypsy Jokers, which was the second time that they robbed them. The first time was their mother, Sean's mom, my wife, Bob's wife. I stole her from. She robbed him for a bunch of fucking paintings that were quite expensive, I guess. And like 10 of them out of the Ambaum house out in fucking Burien. like, I don't know, probably $30,000 in paintings
Oh.
that rotted away underneath the trailer. And they were still mad about it. I offered them $1,500, and that was just enough to get us to fucking let go out of town.
Right.
So we moved to California, to Vista, California in Oceanside.
Yep.
And I
Nice.
started selling fucking bud
Near San Diego.
in San Diego
Yeah.
by fucking going and picking up bud in fucking Mexico and bringing it over the border. 100 pounds every time, which was, if I got caught, would have only been 100 days in jail.
Yeah.
I did it one time, got caught once. We went about 100 times for 100 pounds in the trunk.
And that's when you spent time in Mexico and paid $500
Yeah, and
bucks to
fucking,
get out
I
of it.
wasn't worried about getting fucking stopped at the fucking border, so I think that's why I always got through.
So,
Yeah, it's 100 days. I could do 100 days stand on my head. The thing was, the one time I got caught, they put me in the Mexican jail, and I wasn't getting out in 100 days.
yeah.
They said it'd be fucking 100 days before I went to court. I said, what? And he goes,
Yeah,
yeah.
from what I hear, that's a little bit.
We're
different.
backed up.
different
You're
jail.
in line, but it's 100 days from now, maybe.
Yeah. So, how long have you been here in Ballard, in Seattle?
7 years.
7 years.
When I got out of prison that last time, Chrissy, my new wife, which was the third wife, named Chrissy, Christy, Christina, and Chrissy. Yeah, fucking, she got murdered out here 4 years ago, August 7th, 4:17 p.m. That dude was a CI, and they were trying to get me busted for throwing a football over the fence at Monroe, throwing drugs in.
You said throwing a football?
Yeah, filled with drugs. That pays fucking $100 a strip for Suboxone. I threw 90 Suboxone in. It's like $9,000. $100 a strip. Yeah, it's like $9,000.
I'm a little lost. What do you mean? Okay, sorry. You said you throw
$100 a strip.
strip
100 strips.
of what?
90 strips of Suboxone.
Oh, Suboxone.
It's
Sorry. I missed that
$100 a
part.
strip.
Gotcha.
Somebody wanted that fucking lick.
I see.
They could have done it if they had somebody on the inside, but they didn't have somebody on the inside. And then they couldn't have a whole bunch of people doing it, because then they would get caught. They'd be looking for it too much. That dude was just in a different car.
Yeah, that's right. Have you seen that guy before?
Yeah. He's a thief.
You know who he is?
Yeah. He stole that car.
So, Eddie, I mean, that is some hard stuff. How do you cope? What do you do to cope? What's your coping mechanisms?
What do you mean? Fucking, if I don't do it, somebody else is doing it. I'm not coping. I'm waiting for them to give me an apartment. And a friend of mine over here, fucking, I won't say who, used to be fucking a big time dealer. But he fucking fallen off since he got busted and did 10 years in fucking the feds. I talked him into fucking coming out of retirement. I gave him some money and he made it blow up. So now we got fucking probably about $1,000 off $100. And we're gonna buy a truck and start fucking selling pallets. That way fucking I'll have a legitimate job and fucking be sitting in my apartment watching cable TV finally. With nothing else to do.
Is there something or anything you want people of Seattle to know?
That fucking we're not fucking doing anything that they're not doing. Just that We're in a tent, and they're in a fucking cabin, basically. I mean, if you think about it, we could just build houses where our tents are. Wouldn't be any different than fucking New York. New York's got people living like that. But for the news media to fucking tell them that we're the reason COVID hit, that's bullshit. Or we're the reason that fucking people are getting sick, or we're the reason that fucking there's so many drugs on the fucking streets. Because these drugs that are out here now, they're pharmaceutical made. So they're not coming from a poppy field or a fucking bud fucking ranch or even somebody's closet, you know? It's coming from a lab.
Yeah, I think that term drug has a lot of different meanings. You could talk about.
The pharmaceuticals are the worst drug dealers. They just have license to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, how is it going to be? Is prescription fucking drugs going to be illegal to have and use and do when the doctors are fucking pounding them out and giving them with a script? It doesn't make sense to me. Drugs are drugs. They didn't used to be prescriptioned out. Your fucking family doctor was a fucking guy who lived in a fucking one-horse town, and he was the only one that knew medicine, and he was the witch doctor.
That's right. Medicine man, that's right.
Right. So then they fucking started fucking, you know, get a little smarter about medicine. All the fucking witches got fucking burnt alive.
Yeah, that's interesting to think
The
about.
witches,
I mean,
the witches back in the witch time, the witch trials, were just medicine people.
that's right.
They could cure what ails you. So anybody who fucking was back in that time, got the flu and got cured real quick by some home remedy, they must be a witch. Now, can't see people being that stupid, but I guess we were.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to do with religion and people's fear.
They still believed in witches in the 1800s.
A lot of fear in there.
In the 1600s, they were burning them alive. That's stupid.
Anything else you want to add to your story?
No.
Hey,
Cool.
Man, thanks for your time.
All right.
Good to hear your voice.
Cool.
Thanks for sharing a little bit. I'm going to grab that mic and then take a couple photos.
All right.